Good morning, options traders. Steve Gans here. So I'm going to share with you my current favorite trade. This is a trade that I developed and kind of fine-tuned probably over a year last year. I started trading it live in May. I call it the Flyagonal. You'll see why in a moment. And this trade has two unique components to it. It has a call broken wing butterfly on the upside of the trade, meaning above the current market, and then it has a put diagonal below the market. I'm going to bring that in a second. Right now I've got that excluded so that you can see what this looks like. If I take a look and move this out to expiration, it's a little easier to see the outline of that trade right there. And then we can also see the outline here when I bring that put diagonal in, how much it widens this tent. So it takes this tent from basically being from 677 to 686, approximately 10 points wide. It takes it all the way down here to 666 up to 686. So it almost gives you double the width to play in. It also dramatically increases theta decay. So let's just take a look at that Greek. So right now we've got about $5 a day in theta. This is in trading in SPY. Now if I come in and I add these two back in here, let me just include both of these strikes, and I'm getting double the theta decay. Now, there is one final component to this that can be helpful as well. I want to be clear, it doesn't always happen, but if you get a downside move in the market, what tends to happen with volatility? If you get a downside move, volatility picks up. So this is where our market is right now. Let's say our market comes down into here somewhere. Let's look and see what happens there. Look where the profitability comes into this trade. It comes in to the lower side. Now let me take volatility back to where it was, and let's look at the opposite situation here. If we look at the opposite situation here, let's just march forward here a day or two into this trade. And if volatility drops, volatility usually drops if our market goes higher. So if our market goes higher and volatility drops, what happens? Where does our profit come in? It comes in into the upside. So this trade, one of the things that I really like about it, I had a lot of AI involved in helping me design and develop this. One of the awesome things about this trade is it can be a little bit self-correcting. It doesn't always happen in that down move, that lower tent expands, but it can happen. It is positive vega in that scenario. So anyhow, that's the Flyagonal. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save this trade, and then I will put this into, I believe I set up a Flyagonal group here for a class. And then I save that trade. I'm going to copy that link. I'll share the link in the notes below so that people can see a little bit more about this trade. And at this stage, since I started trading this trade live, I've made 132 trades. I have had 125 winners, and the trade has generated about 150% return over the roughly 7 months that I've traded it. That's pushing close to a 300% annual return. I trade this very small. As you can see, my max risk in this trade is about $187. My max potential profit, which I am not shooting for, is $446. I'm just looking to get 10% or so out of this trade, shut it down, and move on. And my average days in trade here is usually around 4 to 5 days in the trade. So I hope you like this look at the Flyagonal. Again, awesome trade, been working extremely well for me. It is important to understand that this is a more advanced trade. If you have not traded broken wing butterflies before, if you have not traded calendars and diagonals before, this is something you should totally and completely paper trade until you get a good sense of how all of that moves, or until you have a good foundation behind you for understanding those two separate trades, and then you can learn more about how to put them all together. Now, for those of you interested in knowing a lot more about the Flyagonal and how you can learn it inside and out and take advantage of my Black Friday specials, check out this video. Take care, everyone, and for those of you in the United States, have a great Thanksgiving weekend.